welcome to the Shelley Studio and the 100 Day Project, day 52. So I am halfway through and counting down the days till it's done. Now it's a lot of fun. It is actually. Except today I've been a little stumped. I'm on day 66 and trying to figure out what I'm going to do. But day 52, the papers I pulled out, this, the one with the little seed pod stencil, I'm not sure what that is, was a piece of cleanup paper, deli paper, and I had stenciled on it randomly. I probably had leftover paint or something and had just cleaned it up on there, and I really thought it was kind of interesting, so I wanted to use it. And so I decided this time I would do like a 1/3 configuration. is that even a thing? So I'm always kind of thinking of composition, even if I'm not following strictly the rules of composition. A lot of my stuff has been dead center, but I think it works in a small little space, especially when there's so much going on in the paper. So yeah, it kind of has a landscape feel to it. And then I am going to put just the little, what are those? The helicopter seeds, whatever they are, that are all over the neighborhood here, just everywhere. And it's spring, so there's gonna be more. I just added a little bit of the antique bronze, and I'm gonna stick it on there. And I think that is it for that day. It was a really quick one. But when the papers are interesting by themselves, they don't need a lot of extra, right? Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny to put the seed pod because that's kind of what that stencil looks like. I think that's a old Dina Wakley stencil that I used, if you're curious. And yeah, so I'll show you a little snippet, a couple of pictures of that, so you can see the shininess of the seed pod. And there's the whole thing. It kind of has a landscape feel to it, doesn't it? So the next one I would say is my cityscape. I had this blue paper that has some metallic, I think it was a cleanup print that had some metallic stenciling on my jelly plate, and I used the blue to pick it up, and it's just kind of a hint of it, and if you get it at the right angle, you can see the chevron in the metallic, like right there. And decided to do another circle. This time I'm using my is that supposed to be BB-8? It's like an R2 unit cup trivet. What are they called? It's not a cup holder, but it's like a coaster. Couldn't think of it. It's designed to fit in your cup holders in your car. So I have one in my car, and then I have this one that just sits around and makes a great circle. And I also have some brayered off paper that, or cleanup, I'm not sure. It's very indistinct, but it's sort of in a pinky, orangish sort of color. And I thought it would be a good contrast to the blue. I didn't show you, but I have put a little bit of gold around the edges of each of those rectangles, just to shine it up a bit. And you really can't see it too much unless you hold it at the right angle. So I do have a picture after this with the light hitting it just right so you can see. So this one I guess would be my cityscape. Because these look like office towers. And that could be the moon in the background. I'm lining them up, trying to decide where I want them. And then cutting the bottoms off. But it's another real simple one. And I have a weed that I have dried. That's going to be my piece of nature. It's going to go on this one. Now, some of the series has been, the piece of nature has been painted, and some of them I've left natural. Curious to see what you prefer the best. Do you like them when they're natural, or do you like them painted, or does it depend on what's going on with the collage? Like, I felt like it needed gold. If it had been the natural color, I'm not sure if I would have liked it as well. But I really wanted to put gold on it. So I put gold on it. And it almost blends in to where you can't even see it. So if I'd have left it natural, it might have shown up more. Or maybe I should have painted it blue. But I like the gold. All right, and I did paint both sides just to help it firm up the plant material. And then I'm just going to put glue over it. And that will be this one done. See, another quick one. Just pushing it down, and I'll have a picture here at an angle so you can see the reflectiveness of it. See there. See the gold. And there it is straight on. You don't see it as much. Alright, so that was day 53, so on to day 54. And I was at my Gustav Klimt jelly print collection. Oh, and I think I have that one hung upside down. Or I wrote on it upside down. Now I'm not sure which way I like it the best. That's the thing with these abstract ones, you know, they can go any which direction. Sometimes. And you never know which way is up. Might have to sign the front of this one. So, okay, what I decided to do was cut out strips of each of these patterns. Not all of them, just enough to fill the page. Because I have enough pages to fill, like, a large sheet. So I pick a variety, and I'm just going to go along and cut them all down to, it's not quite an inch, and I'm trying to vary them. I don't want them all exactly the same, but I think they do end up, well, they are pretty close to all the same. When I glue them down, though, they don't end up being all the same. And picking them fairly randomly, a few selective decisions, like that one, I don't think I use that one. Or if I feel like it looks like the same as the other one I've already done, then I don't do it either. One dark blue one. But I hope you are all well. I hope everything is going good for you. I know stuff's still going on in the world, and hopefully you are all safe and sound and well. I don't know that I have any viewers from Ukraine or that area, but if you are from that area, thinking about you, praying that peace will come soon and that you will be safe. I don't know what I would do if I was in that same situation. It's a really hard situation. So I didn't make you watch me glue every single strip and tear every single strip down. But I decided I needed one more strip, and so I'm going to use this. This is a piece of deli paper. It was kind of a cleanup on that same day. I keep them all together. And I glued that on, and then for some reason, maybe I don't do it right now. So this is my piece of nature. It's sticking out a little bit, but I'm thinking I can do this without it breaking. We're going to hope I can glue that down. But I decide, since my one side's a little raggedy, I'm going to tear another strip and glue it vertically instead of horizontally. I actually do like that. It kind of gives it a finish. I don't know. You have to tell me, do you like the piece on the edge? I like it. I like it. Okay, so it's on there. I keep pushing it down because it's curling. Glue stick is not as dry as you think. Alright, so I decide I need to paint this black because it doesn't stand out quite enough against all that pattern. So I'm just pulling out some of my Hip Crafter black craft paint. And just going to paint the one side, I think. That's all I do. Pieces break off. I end up cutting some pieces off. Alright. I put the little paperweight on there to see if it would go down without breaking. Because now I'm going to glue that on and then I'm going to weight it down so that all the areas touch. Kind of reminds me of a spider. I mean, it doesn't have enough legs to be a spider, but it just gives that feeling. Or it could be a crack. Or it could be what it is. A vine. I don't know what it was from. I was walking down on the street and I saw this interesting segmented looking branch and decided to take it. So they're showing you a little bit of an angle, there's a little bit of dimension there, and then straight on. And I believe that's upside down. Alright, so you're only getting 4 today. This is day 55. And I decided I wanted to try Momigami? It's the art of turning paper into fabric. This is my second piece. I did one a while ago. I didn't show the process. It's yellow. I did it quite a while ago. Anyway, so you crunch up the paper carefully so you don't tear it. So that's why I was rolling the edges. And you put, you can do olive oil, baby oil. I did baby oil because I have some on your hands. And you're incorporating the oil into the paper as you repeatedly crinkle it. And that's the difference in color from pre-crinkle and post-crinkle. And the oil. And you just do it constantly, and I edited that and it still could have used more. And that was pretty sure that was actual jelly print. I don't think it was a photocopy, but I'm not 100% on that. I don't think I would have photocopied that piece of paper. I think it was the original print. Maybe a color copy would work better. I've seen people do them with magazines where they crunch it up like that, and I don't know. When you see it on video, it looks a lot more like fabric than when you're doing it in person. I mean, maybe it looks like fabric to you. Maybe if I ironed it. I don't know. But I did I actually made this a few days ahead, and I let it sit for a while because it was very oily. And I wanted some of the oil to come out of it because it was quite damp. And yeah, we're going to use it in our little collage today. So, or I did on day 55. Another fun jelly print. That wasn't a stencil. That was that made that interesting pattern. That was either an onion bag or a potato sack bag, one of those kind of plastic things. And here I am trying to decide how I'm going to incorporate both of these pieces of paper. So I decide to tear it, and it gets real uneven. It doesn't want to tear very well. But that adds to the interest, right? To have uneven edges. So I decided to do it on both sides, and I get real uneven. Probably didn't even need the ruler, honestly. This side gets a little straighter than the other one. And then I decide it needs to be brown on the edges, so I'm trying to edge it. And I decided the best way to do it was to wad it up, and then I had something to brush the sponge against to turn brown. So I've got that. It's going to go up here, and then I have another piece, and this is one of the ones that the composition is dead center. Well, not dead center. I eyeballed it, and I think it's a little off center, but you know. I decided that brown piece is just too big, but I wanted to keep the little stencil image. So this is how I'm going to layer it, and that is a natural colored leaf. That's how it looked when it died and I pressed it. So I didn't want to glue stick this, so I'm using little dots of glue everywhere, just so it'll keep its fabric-y look or distressed look. Then I'm going to glue that down. And I decided to just use the glitter glue on that one too. See, I think that's a little to the right, but that's okay. Alright, and now we're going to put the leaf on. Yes, it is lighter on the back side, but I liked the dark. I thought it was better. The dark brown. And I put weight on that and I let it dry. Once it's dry, I'm just going to go over the front of it with some matte medium just to help preserve that leaf so it doesn't crumble up and fall apart. That's the hope that that's what that's going to do. Now I decided the little image on my brown piece of paper wasn't dark enough, so it took me a minute to figure out what stencil that came from. And it's this one. It's by Patty Tolly Parrish. It's one of her patterns. And I'm just going to add some black ink to that and darken it up a bit. I think that's the last thing I do on this one. So again, as usual, leave me a comment. Let me know which one's your favorite. I think this one might be my favorite. I don't know, I kind of like the funky one with the black twig on it too. But if you liked this video, leave me a comment or a thumbs up. And thank you all for watching. Have an awesome day.